In this video now, I want to talk to you about the fact that our judiciary currently is under attack. And I want to explain to you why this is happening, specifically the High Courts as well as the Constitutional Court. Remember, in last week we had a judgment, a landmark judgment in the Constitutional Court that said that independent people can now be elected to provincial and national parliament. This is a huge problem. Not only for the parties that are in power in various provinces, which is mainly the Democratic Alliance and the African National Congress, but it's a huge problem for the New World Order agencies that sit behind them, that empower them, that fund them to deliver on their mandate to bring to pass all of these New World Order agendas, which includes Agenda 2021 and Agenda 2030. And if you actually look at what these agendas are about, it is basically encompassed in our National Development Plan. And you'll see in many of the COVID-19 news briefings that our government's giving, you'll see banners behind them with NDP all over it. And this is there for a reason. They're going to drive this National Development Plan, which is a New World Order institution. That entire plan that all the parties supported, all these parties you're supporting, is fighting for these things to be implemented, saying that it's good. And the only problem is that it hasn't been implemented yet. We need to fight this with all we have, because every single freedom that you think you have is being removed, has been removed, until there's nothing left. So, on one day, which was Friday, there were two High Court judgments, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in Gauteng, one in Cape Town. In both those judgments, it was clear that the judiciary was judging based on government. The judgment was for government. It was not for the people. In fact, the people were not even considered in the judgments. A stark contrast to the judgment that Judge Dennis Davis gave, when Judge Dennis Davis made it clear that his judgment is for the people, about the people and about the Constitution. Now, what happened since the Constitutional Court judgment that declared the IEC Act illegal, the machinery of the New World Order agencies went into overdrive. The cigarette and tobacco ban was going to be removed on the 1st of July. But now, with all of these changes that have happened now, the New World Order agencies are cracking the whip. And how do they crack the whip? You bend the people's backs till they can't anymore. And they will bow down to all the authority that the New World Order is empowering our government with. Remember, under our Constitution, there were many Trojans built in. But the Bill of Rights comes first. Then comes the Constitution. And the Bill of Rights is the highest law for us, the people. The laws written in the Constitution that had Trojan horses built in, that the New World Order agencies knew would catch us later, can still not override the Bill of Rights. So as long as we have the Bill of Rights and we have a Chief Justice, who in this case is Mogoeng, we are still okay, but it's a thin thread. Chief Justice Mogoeng has been attacked by the grandson of President Nelson Mandela, who said that he should resign when he is our last hope in the Constitutional Court because he made certain statements as a Christian. Now, Chief Justice Mogoeng said that he will not allow a state of emergency because he wants to protect the people of this country. Our government wanted a state of emergency. They had to settle then for a state of disaster. And they have now used the high courts in the country to find in their favor, not considering the people of the country at all or any of our freedoms. Not once was the Bill of Rights referred to or the people of the country referred to. Only the rights of the minister was referred to, even although the rights written under the Disaster Management Act could be against the Bill of Rights, which means that there's things in the Constitution that's written that shouldn't be in the Constitution and should be changed. There's many things like that. For instance, like the party system that is written into our Constitution. The fact that a child at the age of 12 can override their parents is written into our constitution. These are all fatal flaws, and they are a huge problem. So, the dynamic that's playing off now for our judiciary is simple. They want Chief Justice Mogoeng removed as the Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court. And they will use anything that he says against him. They want him to step down. We know that the Chief Whip in the ANC actually said that the Constitutional Court judgment for the people of the country, for direct election of MPLs and MPs, that it was an overreach and that it was completely unfair. Now, that person in their capacity in Parliament, where they have been instituted under our Constitution, has no right for the highest decision-making body in the country, which is the Constitutional Court, to question what they are doing, because they are fighting for the people. They are not fighting for politicians. They don't care about politicians. But if Chief Justice Mogoeng is replaced, who will he be replaced with? Cyril Ramaphosa will appoint that person. And it will be a captured person. If Chief Justice Mogoeng is replaced, we are in a full-on dictatorship. Because for those of you that don't know, the Chief Justice is the person that appoints the state president in his position as state president. So he is the highest authority in our country. The other thing the Chief Justice and the full bench of the Constitutional Court does is decide if a state of emergency will be declared. Our president cannot just declare a state of emergency. They need approval from the Constitutional Court. And Chief Justice Mogoeng gave our government a very big up yours with regards to that, and made a statement afterwards to say, people of the country, we will keep the judiciary open so you can take this government to court and hold them to account. But the Constitutional Court is where we need to head. Now, even when you've lost a case in the High Court with captured judges, that gives you leave to go to the Constitutional Court and ask for relief there and say, we didn't get relief in the High Court, now we're coming to the Constitutional Court and we want you to rule on our case and give us relief. This is exactly what happened with the direct elections. The case was first heard in the Cape Town High Court. The Cape Town High Court threw it out. That gave the New Nations movement a chance to go to the Constitutional Court and ask them for relief. That case was won. Judge Mogoeng said that an individual has the right under the Constitution to be elected in position, and there's nothing in the Constitution stopping that from happening. Since that judgment, the IEC appealed that judgment, and the judgment, the landmark judgment that came out last week, said clearly that the IEC Act is unconstitutional and is set aside, and gave the government 2 years, 24 months to rectify it before the next national elections. This is a big deal. I don't think people understand or might fully comprehend what this has caused behind the scenes. Our government is going to come at us with everything they have. They need now desperately for a state of emergency to be declared. The only way they can do that is to petition the Constitutional Court to do that. The Concord is literally in a battle with our New World Order captured government. This is where we're at the moment, and this is a very serious situation. So I want you to understand that we need to speak up for our Chief Justice Mogoeng. We need to uphold the Constitutional Court. We cannot have our Chief Justice replaced, and we need to support him and empower him with everything we say and do. This is vital for our survival and for our fight to the end. He will fight for us. I know this for a fact. So please, people, we are in a fight. Our judiciary is under attack. The New World Order agencies have captured the judiciaries in many other countries. That's why it's important that the judges we have in the Constitutional Court remain on our side. And even although some of those on the bench might be captured, the Chief Justice is not. And this is very, very important for democracy in this country. We already don't have a government. We have a kleptocracy that terrorize the people of this nation. They are New World Order agents. If you've watched my video on Cyril Ramaphosa and Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, you'll understand how they've been captured. Britain is still running this country. The monarchy is a token monarchy that is basically seen as being in charge of the Council of 13 families and the committee of 300 of the most influential people in the world that actually run the world. Like I said, there's not a single world government that can call themselves properly and duly elected by the people, because the funds provided to elect those people into office is provided by New World Order agencies. And this is a problem. And this is why we need to get rid of the party system in our country so that independent people can be elected. We need to educate the electorate so that they understand that they need to become politically active and politically minded and not fall for all the fakery that the news is putting out. And my next video will be on News 24, who is the biggest government propaganda machine ever, funded by Naspers, who is supporting the Chinese, who is also captured by the New World Order agencies. Mr. Becker, yes, you. I see through everything you do. I have the experience, the knowledge, and the expertise to unravel all of your nonsense and expose it to the people within South Africa. I want you to spread the news and start to work on the ground. I will start a tour throughout South Africa. I obviously need funding for that, and I thank the people that have contributed towards that fund. We will be traveling from here to every part of the country, starting in Cape Town and moving our way around. Many of you have already contacted me and said that you've organized groups of people, and I really look forward to seeing you. I'll only be able to do this once the lockdown regulations allow. Thank you for all your encouragement. At this stage, I'm being overwhelmed with messages, and it's personally impossible for me to get to all of them at this stage. We've reached 11,000 subscribers. This channel is just exploding and growing continuously, and I really thank you for that. I want you to support the other channels that's fighting this battle with us. Support Agenda 21 Truth South Africa, support Lauren Evanthia, as well as the new channels that I'll be revealing soon, of people that are willing to give of their time and effort and put their normal lives aside to fight this battle so that we have something left for our children within South Africa. I thank you very much.